Okay, so I need to vent. Life has honestly been crazy these past couple months, really the past year since flight attendant training. As you can tell, I haven't been uploading videos like I used to, and I kind of explain it in this video here, but I've been trying to keep up with uploads and pick up where I left off. Finding the motivation to getting back into things I love has been slow, but it's finally, I could say it's finally starting to get a little bit better after taking almost a year off. I'm very open about my mental health on all of my social media pages. Since I've started my YouTube channel, I've moved almost every single year. I've had to quit and restart jobs. I've had to restart my whole lifestyle, all of my routines. Honestly, that has taken a huge toll on my mental and physical health. Every time I feel like I am getting into a new routine, finally getting into the rhythm, boom, some dramatic lifestyle change happens. And at this point, being a military wife and now flight attendant, it's almost inevitable. Something that I'm probably going to have to get used to in the next couple of years. Hello friends, welcome. I'm so thankful to have you here with me today. It has been a long while and I'm finally back, and I'm so excited to get back into the groove of things. My name is Shawnee. I'm a military wife and flight attendant for a major US airline. My husband is based here in Washington, D.C., and I'm lucky enough to be based in D.C. as well for my airline for the time being. I am obsessed with all things health and wellness and sharing my everyday life experiences and struggles in hopes of inspiring you. I make weekly lifestyle videos about these topics, and if this is something that sparks your joy, I'd love for you to hang around. So, quick recap before we jump into the real reason I wanted to vent with you guys today. I wanted to do a little recap just because my videos have been a little off, sporadic, not in real time. I don't want to confuse anybody. Also, this is perfect if this is your first time on my channel and you kind of don't know what's been going on. Kind of like when you watch those series and instead of rewatching the whole season to get a refresher, they give you that like first couple seconds clip of like what happened the last season so you can get caught up. And since me and Evan are going into a new season of our life, a lot of new changes are coming up, what better way to do like a quick little recap just so you don't have to go through all my videos, all my Instagram posts to see what's going on. So since talking to you back in July, I had given you guys a little mini update. Again, I'll reference that video, and in there I told you that I had completed flight attendant training. I was also going through a really big loss in my family and grieving. I had been based in Newark with my airline, and I was commuting to DC. I was also going through some hard things in my life at that time. I felt so alone and lost. I never want to go back to that time of my life. It was honestly very sad. There were so many dramatic life changes happening to me all at once, and it was really hard for me to balance everything all at once. I fell into a depression, and it feels so weird to be sitting here and talking to you guys and telling you guys this now, but I was missing Evan, missing my family, missing my old life, busy flying everywhere. Honestly, I was so exhausted, hardly any sleep with the new lifestyle. I was gaining weight, unhealthy eating habits, just adjusting to the flight attendant lifestyle as a whole. There just was like a lot of stress and a lot of things going on in my life, especially during a very hard time. I had no motivation whatsoever in life. I absolutely hated life, and it feels so weird saying that right now, making this video. I knew that I always wanted to share with you guys my experience, but at that time it was just too much to hold out a camera and say my thoughts. Like, I was just trying to get through each day, one day at a time. So picking up a camera was just not on the radar. Like, but it is the complete honest truth. At that time, I didn't post at all. I didn't post on YouTube. I hardly ever posted on Instagram. It took me a while to even like say I graduated to flight attendant training, just because everything was happening so fast. Like, I didn't have a time to take a break. It was like training, going back home, visiting my family, the funeral, like moving to New York, commuting, boom, boom, boom. Like everything was happening so fast. I just had no desire to keep up with social media, and sometimes you have to go through things the best way that you can, even if that means behind the scenes. I honestly thought though, like after having our wedding or more towards our wedding, it would kind of fix some things in a sense, and it really didn't. I almost felt worse after the wedding. I will get into all of that at a later time. We'll discuss like what all happened with that. After all that, a little bit of hope came, and in June I was awarded my transfer to DC, so from Newark to DC, and I would finally be able to be based where we live, be based with my husband. Even though still on reserve, I would have some sort of regular life, kind of like a normal lifestyle, be able to get back into my routine, get a hang of things. Side note, if you are following me on Instagram, you kind of already know some of this, and I know I preach this all the time, but it is the truth. If you're more interested in like behind the scenes, real-time update type of thing, I would suggest following me on Instagram. Instagram always sees it first before it goes to YouTube. It's just my main platform. It's where I like to post, where I post more often. So if you're more interested in that kind of thing, definitely follow me on Instagram. So anyways, back to DC with my husband, get to be a flight attendant. He gets to be based in DC, and then he decides to re-enlist for 3 more years in the military, which kind of already had an idea that he was going to. After he re-enlists, he gets accepted to a canine training program, which this has been in the works for a couple of months now, something he's always wanted to do. But get this, I transferred to DC, and then he leaves for Texas for 3 months. Just when your girl transfers to DC to be with him, he leaves me. No, I'm just kidding. It was kind of weird because it's like a full circle moment here that like just in October I was leaving for flight attendant training in Texas, and then he has to stay in DC all alone. But then like now he's leaving to Texas for canine training and I have to stay in DC alone. Like, this is the true meaning of supporting each other, supporting each other's careers when they don't align. Here's the main topic: struggles of balancing military spouse life and flight attendant life. I just need to vent about it for 2.2 seconds, maybe even longer. These careers sometimes just don't align in the sense that we both need to be away from home for our jobs. It involves some type of traveling. We don't really have controls over where we're stationed or where we're based, and we don't really have full controls over our schedules. So that means sometimes we are together, sometimes we're not. It's kind of like we're in a part-time long-distance relationship, which we're used to. We are lucky enough right now to be based and stationed in the same city. If we so happen to have to be based separately, then we'll cross that bridge once that happens. But for now, it's kind of working. We also have to be away from home, which means like Wisconsin. Evan doesn't have an Air Force base in Wisconsin, and I don't have an airline base in Wisconsin either. So no matter what, we're not going to end up at home, maybe close, but not home. And then like as far as like our apartment in DC, just because like he's leaving for training, he has to be away from our apartment in DC. I'm like flying, so I have to be away from our apartment in DC. And then like with me being on reserve, I don't get to pick my schedule. I can like ask or try to bid for a certain schedule, but that doesn't mean that it's like a consistent schedule. And obviously Evan has no control over his schedule either. Sometimes we get lucky and they overline, sometimes they don't, and that's just what it is. It can be very hard to maintain a steady career as a military spouse no matter what, just because we are following our spouse most of the time and supporting our spouse and moving with our spouse, and it's just hard. So being a flight attendant makes it that much harder. I would see like if you had a job where it can be like flexible and you can pick it up and kind of work around your spouse's schedule. That's just not the case with being a flight attendant. I'm a little worried since Evan did re-enlist for 3 more years and he's going to K-9 training where we'll be based next. We are hoping that it will be either like a base where I have a base with my airline or something, or somewhere like close where I can commute. I'm a little anxious about that. We've been trying to kind of do like pros and cons to see like what will work with my career and his career, being closer to family or being farther away from family and being overseas and have more experiences. But I'm just trying to reframe my thinking about all of this, trying to make it a positive. Evan's leaving for K-9 training. I'm gonna be in DC alone. Yes, I'm gonna be lonely. I don't have family here, don't have friends here. I'm gonna have like my friends from like the base, but like I don't have my core friends here. But I'm going to try to use this as like a reset to get back on my healthy eating, a reset to get back on working out, having that time to myself to kind of align my goals back to where I started and get back into the rhythm. I'm trying to think positively about this. I know I'm gonna be lonely without him. Like, come on, it's inevitable when you're alone, but we are gonna try to make this into a positive experience. We're gonna try to get back on our health, get back on our fitness, like organize this house, do some cleaning tasks, get some hobbies done, get back onto my YouTube, all of that. And also, there is one benefit about both of these jobs. I have free flight benefits, so I can go visit Evan. That's like a huge benefit and a huge pro. That yeah, he's leaving, but if I get off and have enough time, I can go hop on any plane, if there's room, and go visit him, which is so nice, and I'm so thankful to have that. If you are still watching, I'm so happy that you are still here and you listened to my vent session. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for spending time with me and venting with me and listening to all of my thoughts and feelings. I'm so excited to be back and finally getting back into the rhythm. I have so many fun videos to share with you guys, like the flight attendant spells. Oh my gosh, I'm getting mixed up. I have the military wife life stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Also sharing the flight attendant life aspect of it and being a military wife who has a full-time career and all of my health and wellness journey and all of that. So many exciting videos. Even though I haven't been able to post, I've been filming so much content. I just have to edit and get it out for you guys. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, I would love for you to hang around. It supports me, it supports this channel and the positive community we are creating together. I'd love for you to hang around. I really enjoyed venting with you about the military wife life and flight attendant life. I will see you very soon.